This man lost the ability to sleep. You won't believe why. Our story begins with the man in question, struggling to roll a human burrito. Delicious. This is Trevor Resnick, and he looks terrible. Wait a minute. Anyway, he drives off to get rid of the burrito. Or actually, this reminds me of that one scene from that one scary movie. Trevor's having a hard time, and someone has already spotted him. Whoever this is, they're quite literally rolling in their grave, right?
Who are you?
From his horrified face to a subtle product placement, he washes the blood off his hands with bleach. Not the ideal skincare routine. Also, don't drink this stuff. On the bright side, Trevor got away and he even got a souvenir. He finally stops burning his hands as he notices a note behind him. Philosophy. Before we answer that question, let's have some fun.
Yeah, boy.
Afterwards, Trevor consults the mirror. My God, is that a spooky, scary skeleton? Don't be alarmed, there's a skeleton living inside you right now. Even his friend, Stevie, yes, that is her name, is worried.
If you were any thinner, you wouldn't exist.
Spooky. God damn, my man's is built different. Hats off to Christian Bale's dedication to the role. I mean, just look at these transformations. Trevor still has half an hour left of Stevie, so she offers to make him some eggs. Though, her milkers left him satisfied. The movie then cuts to National Machine, Trevor's workplace with a bunch of other machinists, welders, and mechanics. It's a dirty, messy job, but it's honest work.
Let's go, monkeys.
That's Tucker, their boss. He calls the shots around here, and he's not exactly popular with the workers. He notices one machine isn't running and threatens to cut the guy's pay. Trevor chimes in his defense. You're mad, plus bald, mauled.
Congratulations, Resnick. You just made my shit list.
Worth it. Later, the boys engage in a little locker room talk. Jackson talks about his friend's girl. Oh wait.
He looks down and he realizes the she is a he.
Well, goddamn. But hey, it's 2022. That's cool now.
Excuse me, it's ma'am.
You're goddamn right. Things settle down, then this guy, Jones, invites Trevor to poker night. I have other plans. Come on, man, you used to be alright.
Some men prefer the company of women.
They speculate that perhaps Trevor has a date with a she who might be a he.
Nah, your mother said she couldn't make it.
Oh, goddamn, he got him good. Fast forward to Trevor's late night plans, which is coffee at an airport. And he was about to fall asleep too. Anyway, Trevor's a regular here, and Maria, the waitress, worries for her customers' well-being.
If you were any thinner, you wouldn't exist.
Deja vu? Okay, I heard this means we might be in the Matrix.
Whoa.
Trevor then shoots his shot at Maria. How do you look so good with so little sleep? This gets her smiling. Maria's either being nice or her favorite time of the year is Halloween. You know, cause he's a skeleton. She offers Trevor some pie, to fatten him up of course, but he's looking for a different kind of pie. Maria insists she's got Trevor figured out.
You're lonely.
This hits home, but Trevor quickly turns it around. How can I be lonely?
Would I have you to keep me company?
Smooth. Take notes, boys. Maria serves a different customer, and Trevor leaves her and Andrew Jackson to keep her company. So that's why she was so nice. At Trevor's apartment, a weather forecast bores him just enough to let him doze off. Close. Also, this book speaks to me. Instead of lying down, he heads for the bathroom, and we witness him keeping track of his drastic weight loss. 121 pounds. Whoa. Suddenly, Trevor notices an appetizing bottle of bleach. Never mind, he's just obsessed with cleaning, scrubbing his bathroom floor with a toothbrush. I could use some of that bleach for my eyes, but he's run out, so responsible. Later at work, Tucker calls Trevor into their supervisor's office. This is Furman. He's worried about Trevor for obvious reasons. Furman offers help and suggests seeing a doctor, but Trevor finds it unnecessary.
Are you doing drugs, Resnick?
For this movie? No. For the next one? Maybe. That's why he was really called. Trevor deflects the question and looks for a union rep, but Furman assures him it's all good.
I need to ask you for a UA.
Understandable. Have my pee. Afterwards, Trevor is understandably pissed. I'm sorry. So he chills in his truck. A broken lighter leads him to his car's cigarette lighter thingy. Trevor starts dozing off, but
Look like rain.
no cigar. He's reminded of the incoming storm, and this mysterious man, Ivan, claims they work together. But Trevor has never seen him before. Apparently, a coworker, Reynolds, got arrested and Ivan took his shift. Trevor drifts off again but gets disturbed.
I'm Ivan.
Nah, all you need is a mustache and you're Dr. Robotnik. It starts pouring and Ivan gets back to work. We cut to Trevor and Stevie chilling. He opens up about his difficulty sleeping, but she downplays it. Everybody gets insomnia.
I haven't slept in a year.
It may be unbelievable, but it explains Trevor's scraggly appearance. Stevie worries for his well-being, but mostly because she can't afford to lose her best client. As established earlier, she's a professional egg maker. Back at work.
Resnick!
I need a hand.
Not the best choice of words. His coworker, Miller, mucks about with the machine while Trevor gets distracted by Ivan's beautiful bald head. They exchange the universal male gesture before Trevor's caught off guard, and as he stands up straight, Miller's sleeve gets stuck and he slowly inches towards the machine's no-no zone. Try as he might, the stop button won't work, so Trevor shouts to hit the breaker. No one hears him as everybody panics, and eventually, he's gonna need a whole ass arm now. The rest of the shop witness the aftermath, and Tucker is furious. Trevor looks for Ivan, but he's gone. Back at his apartment, Trevor brings in his newly bought bleach and immediately washes his hands. I don't feel so good. There goes 2 more pounds. Later, Trevor munches down some food while checking his letters. A past due bill. Something tells me his insomnia is affecting his memory, hence the notes. Wait a second, I did not leave this here. Right after, Trevor goes to pay his landlady.
So early.
Strange. He then takes the opportunity to ask if anyone was hanging around his apartment lately. Maybe you noticed something unusual lately?
Unusual?
Realizing how sketchy he sounds, the paranoid Trevor awkwardly walks off. Next morning at work, management conducts an investigation on the armed robbery incident. I'm sorry. Facts and relevant information of the accident are recalled, and Trevor is shown the gruesome results. The inspector asks for his cooperation in hopes of preventing a repeat. Trevor admits it's his fault for getting distracted and accidentally activating the machine. What distracted you? It was the new welder guy, Ivan. What did you say? The one that replaced Reynolds. What are you talking about?
Reynolds is right over there in the pit as usual.
There's no Ivan at National Machine, Resnick.
Trevor gets up and sees for himself. Well, goddamn. His bewilderment is met with questions regarding his sanity. Later on the road, Trevor demonstrates the dangers of smoking. Then, for some reason, he just stops in the middle of the road. Another effect of his insomnia, perhaps? See that? The big old mushroom building. That's gonna be important later. You don't want to miss the reveal. We fade over to the airport cafe as Maria brings Trevor a fresh pie. She asks why he keeps going to the airport for coffee. I could go to Denny's, but if I wanted to skip town, I couldn't just do that at any diner. Is someone chasing you?
Not yet, but they will when they find out who I am.
Who are you? Can you keep a secret?
To the grave.
I'm Batman. Literally. Good times. Then, Trevor notices that Mother's Day is coming up. He asks Maria's plans. She's going to the amusement park with her son, Nicholas, while Trevor's going to the cemetery. Maria sympathizes with him and reveals she's not good with losing family. Trevor isn't either. His mother's death didn't fully set in until he picked up his mother's burial address. Maria comforts him and then invites him to the amusement park with her son. I'm surprised. She either pities him or really likes him.
Sounds dreamy.
Perhaps it really is. Back at work, Trevor's presence isn't well received. In the locker room, the boys joke about Reynolds' recent arrest. What did they get you for again?
Armed robbery?
Ain't that right, Jackson?
Hey, that's actually my joke. Suddenly,
I don't see what's so
falafel.
funny.
An angry Jones gets serious. What happened is no laughing matter, and he's downright uncomfortable working with Trevor. Trevor reminds everyone that it was an accident, but still.
Nobody wants you here. Nobody.
Yeah, alright, I'll see you guys tomorrow. Trevor departs. As he walks out, he notices Ivan's car and follows him. In this monochrome world, Ivan's bright red car really pops. Hey, they also did this in The Matrix. Trevor eventually catches up and desperately tries to get him to go back to work to clear things up. However, Ivan has other plans.
It's Miller time.
Understandable. They agree to talk further at a bar. Ivan chose violence this morning, so he runs the red light. Meanwhile, Trevor is apprehensive but eventually follows suit. Police? No? Okay. Also, there's that sussy mushroom tip building again. The two meet at a bar and the bartender is giving Trevor some weird looks. Ivan accuses Trevor of being on that good, but Trevor insists he's clean and doesn't even really drink.
Hey, you won't see something?
What in tarnation? Ivan shows off his unique hand. It was reconstructed with his toe after an accident. Thank you, Ivan. Very cool. Then, Trevor confronts him with the Reynolds situation and asks where he's been. Everyone at work doesn't think he even exists.
That's why I can't get a raise.
Very nice. Real knee slapper. Ivan clears up the situation. They're just pranking you, bro. His laughter annoys Trevor. He doesn't like how he's downplaying the accident, but in the end, it was Trevor's fault.
That ain't my problem. You caused the accident.
Damn, he hit him with the...
I missed the part where that's my problem.
Ivan and his weird old hand run off to take a leak, and Trevor seizes the moment. He snoops through Ivan's wallet before... Whoa. Back at his apartment, Trevor calls Reynolds about his fishing trip with Ivan. The game's over. I got proof on you. Reynolds returns the threats before hanging up. Trevor's real happy with himself and goes for another drink. Though, his smile quickly gets turned upside down when he sees the hangman got updated. A 6-letter word that ends in ER. No, it couldn't be. Anyway, he rage quits his game of hangman and leaves to go see Stevie. She is occupied with a guest. but makes room for desperate Trevor. He's paranoid something might happen to him and she's the only one he can talk to. Stevie appreciates it. After all, most guys don't come here for my conversation. That's right, her mouth does other things, like beatboxing, I don't know. Trevor explains his suspicions that there's a plot going on against him. He accepts the blame for the workplace accident, but doesn't like the stares, and
They're little games.
Trevor starts mouthing off the hangman clue. E.R. Tucker? Stevie attempts to calm his nerves and points out that he would have been fired if they really wanted him gone. However, being fired is the least of his concerns.
Well, what are you worried about?
I don't know yet. Fast forward to Mother's Day. It's his date with Maria and her son Nicholas. They're having a great time as Maria takes a photo of the two. Trevor returns the favor, but he starts staring off, reflecting on old memories. He hasn't been here since he was a kid, and a little nostalgia got to him. Then, Maria receives a call from her ex. Hate those. So, Trevor hangs out with her kid. Their conversation reveals that Trevor's known Maria for a year, and Nicholas seems approving of him so far. Trevor reveals that his father left him when he was around Nicholas's age, and it made him realize how wonderful his mother was.
You'll realize that too someday.
Suddenly, a hell of a ride catches the kid's attention. Nicholas is already at his rebellious age and insists they go on the ride without his mother. Gotta make the kid happy, so here we are. Nicholas enjoys the somewhat disturbing imagery while Trevor is affected by the increasing intensity. Suddenly, this leads us to an awful car crash. Trevor is shook at the gruesome display. A door opens up and
Take a right, Nicholas. Take a right. A right.
No, I don't think I will. Based Nicholas heads towards the highway to hell. The flashing lights makes Trevor see different images, including the weird building. His terror escalates as Nicholas's head falls back and he starts wilding out. Trevor runs out shouting for help. Maria finds them, but Trevor's vision overlaps with the building again. Weird. Maria doesn't call the ambulance, explaining that he has harmless seizures from time to time. Later, on the ride back home, Maria reassures Trevor that it isn't his fault. She failed to mention her son is epileptic, and she has grown careless since there hasn't been any recent attacks. They arrive at Maria's and he's invited for some drinks. He's in, boys. Trevor studies the room while waiting for Maria. I hate clowns. He does his best to relax as she comes in with wine in hand. Maria wonders why Trevor's been leaving her such generous tips. He jokes it's for entertainment. You don't have to buy my companionship.
If you really want to spoil me, take me to the movies sometime.
Perfect. That's just the kind of tip Trevor's been dying to give. They drink up, then he offers to refill her glass. Upon entering the kitchen, he gets distracted by the time and checks the Mother's Day note on the fridge. That stick figure looks awfully familiar. We abruptly come back to his apartment. Trevor rummages through garbage and resumes his game of hangman. E.R. Mother. Could it be? He then checks an old photo album of his childhood, catching glimpses of his time with his mother and ending up on a familiar scene. Well, that's a hell of a coincidence. His smile fades as questions race through his mind. Back at work, Tucker assigns Trevor to a new task. He starts work fixing the clunky machine, but then sees Miller getting out of Furman's office. Miller is met with encouraging words over the loss of his girlfriend. Hand, arm, whatever. Then, Trevor musters up the courage to face him.
I wish there was some way I could repay you.
Well, for starters, you could give me your left arm.
But of course, he's joking. Miller got a fat settlement out of the incident, and he's satisfied. Apparently, most people would give an arm and a leg for such a payoff, so it's all good.
No hard feelings, son.
Trevor gets back to work, really just digging his arms into the machine. What could go wrong? Suddenly, it turns on. Help! No one hears him. Thankfully, he reaches a thingy-mabob and manages to stick it between the gears, buying enough time for Jones to... Whoa, scared me for a second there. Unfortunately, Trevor's more furious than thankful. No good deed goes unpunished, I guess. His paranoia has reached its limits as he points fingers at his coworkers. Who did this? Trevor goes after Reynolds and Ivan's fishing trip. He looks for the photo, but there's nothing. Tucker arrives and Trevor attacks. Tucker doesn't like the impromptu wrestling match all that much, so he fires Trevor on the spot. No one takes his side.
Lost it, man.
Back at his apartment, he searches for the picture, but the lights are out. Looks like he forgot to pay that bill, and forgot something else too. Trevor drives to the bar, looking for Ivan. Hey, not all bald people are the same, man. After, he visits Stevie, who's all bruised up. You see, she accidentally slipped while making eggs for another gentleman.
It's an occupational hazard.
He holds her tight, then we cut to a little later.
So, Trevor, you gonna rescue me?
She proposes to switch careers, if Trevor wanted, of course. Okay. Later at his place, Trevor hears... He's ready for a fight as his doors are unlocked. She's here to check in on a leak coming from his apartment. Apparently, she had already left a note. What kind of notes have you been leaving? The landlady smells something terrible as Trevor sees her out. Then, he turns to the kitchen. His fridge is dripping spaghetti juice on the floor. Yet his main concern is the hangman game. It must be Miller. The next day, he drops by Miller's place. He interrupts his gardening sesh as Miller shows off his new toy. Mrs. Miller comes out. Hey, sweetie, meet the man who cut my arm off. Awkward. Trevor insists they speak in private, so they head to the garage. Miller shows off his ride before Trevor confronts him about his near accident. It's a revenge plot.
I'm off to you, Miller.
Miller shrugs it off with a smile, but then... Every guy felt that. A beaten Trevor gets escorted out. He then spots Ivan's car and chases after him. Trevor reads Ivan's plates. 743 CRN. But his chase is cut short when his engine gives out. Weird. His license plate is Ivan's in reverse. This says a lot about society. Trevor has all the time in the world, so he goes to the DMV for information. But that's illegal. No crime has been committed, so they can't help Trevor's dilemma. If this car hit me, would you give me the address?
The police might.
Thank you. Just like that, Trevor has the bright idea to... Never mind. He might be having second thoughts. The mad lad actually did it, and he's made it to the police, eagerly limping to make his report. The bloody victim has to write his own fabricated story and is left waiting. As usual, his dozing off gets interrupted. Unlucky for him, the police here are sharp. The plate number doesn't match with anything, but the description does. It's his own car, a 1969 red Pontiac Viper, which a year ago he reported as totally wrecked. Do you know it's a felony to file a bogus police report? A chase ensues, and somehow, someway, a trained police officer can't catch a bloody hit-and-run victim. Trevor lifts the manhole cover and escapes through the sewers. Yeah, this is not a set, this is an actual sewer. Further reinforcing Christian Bale's dedication to his roles. Later, Trevor safely drives away, but the police beat him to his apartment. He goes to Stevie for sanctuary and a much-needed washing. Trevor recalls his fake story, and Stevie suggests hit-and-run drivers ought to be hanged. It's my fault.
I wasn't paying attention.
He refuses to go to the hospital and insists it's just bruises. What's with you and doctors?
Don't you trust anyone?
Trust you.
I really want this to work, Stevie, but you know so little about me.
What if I turn into a
bat
or something?
I love bats, man. Stevie has some clothes lying around and lets Trevor wear them, but...
Perfect fit.
Then his eyes wander and he notices a photo. It's the photo he took from Ivan. Trevor stumbles into the kitchen enraged. He looks for Ivan, but Stevie doesn't know him. Trevor thinks Ivan is her ex. Why is he doing this? Because I'm with you?
I don't know what you're talking about, baby.
Don't baby me.
Trevor continues to mock her and Stevie attempts to step away, but he becomes more aggressive. He thinks she took the photo, but Stevie is bewildered. Trevor shouts how nobody believes her ex, Ivan, exists. However, I'm looking at a photo of you.
Trevor, it's you. Look.
Oh. Trevor's forced to leave. His once caring lover has turned hateful. Yes, but that's a different movie. Trevor drives off into the night, imagining Ivan and Stevie laughing at him. He goes somewhere he won't be alone, to Maria, but she's not there. The waitress serving him is surprised that he's talking. She figured he was a mute, always just silently staring at his coffee all night. Trevor throws a tantrum looking for Maria, but...
Mister, there's no Maria that works here.
How many people are in on it? Trevor's convinced that Ivan has been paying people off to make him seem crazy. Get some sleep, for real. On his way out, he sees Ivan driving off and once again tails him through the night. Ivan's destination is Trevor's apartment, and he's not alone.
Christ, Stevie, how could you?
But no, it's Nicholas. Trevor is shocked and horrified. He rushes into his apartment and finds Ivan shaving in the bathroom. Weird time to be doing that, but okay. On to more important things. What happened to Nicholas? Where is he? That's my Batman voice. Do you know he's dead?
You ever do something about that, faulty memory of yours, pal?
He laughs at him, but Trevor's had enough. He struggles, but gets Ivan on all fours. It's a sussy position, but you gotta do what you gotta do. With Ivan taken care of, Trevor shifts his attention to the shower. Nothing. Must be the freezer then. He opens it to find a fish. Oh my god. He was the fishing guy all along. The end. Just kidding. We're brought back to the opening scene where he drives to the ocean to drop off Ivan's body. This time, the curtain just rolls out. No body in it. And the guy that caught him? Love that. All this time, Ivan's been a figment of his imagination, a reflection of his guilt.
I know who you are.
A flashback gives us a gist of what happened. A much chunkier Trevor driving the red Pontiac wasn't looking at the road when he was going for a smoke. A kid that looked like Nicholas stopped walking in the middle of the road and... tragedy has struck. Everything else about Maria and Nicholas was all in his head. He ran away from the accident and has lost sleep over it ever since. He finally has his answer. In the morning, Trevor's packing up. His landlady steps in confused and laments on losing a good tenant. He's donating all his stuff and excuses himself as he's in a rush. On the road, he still sees Ivan's annoying smirk. Trevor has a choice to make. Airport or downtown. He chooses the road to salvation and turns himself in. Ivan gestures his farewell and Trevor is taken into custody.
Just wanted to sleep.
And at long last, he can. Good night. Sweet dreams. Moral of the story? Batman. These magicians use their skills to rob a whole ass bank. God damn. Click here now to continue watching, or don't.